Welcome to the Fate of Ukraine channel. Russian army has used its most powerful ammunition since the beginning of the war. Deleted from the map. 1,500 B-gliding bombs with concrete drilling and satellite control features were used for the first time by Russian Air Force against Ukraine. The bomb, which reached 1,500 kilograms, is known as the most powerful ammunition used since the beginning of the war. It was reported that the aerospace forces of Russian Ministry of Defense started to use new UPAB 1500B bombs for the first time in military operations in Ukraine. According to the information shared by Russian war correspondents in the ongoing regions of the war on the Telegram channel, bombs weighing 1,500 kilograms were used in Avdiivka region of Ukrainian armed forces. While it was announced that satellite-guided controllable bombs started to be produced in 2019, it was stated that the bomb with a range of 40 kilometers, produced for the destruction of highly protected military infrastructure and objects on the surface and underground, is the most powerful ammunition used in the operation with its 1,500 kilogram weight. It was reported that the UPAB 1500B bomb is equipped with a unified guidance system based on satellite navigation, and the main part of the hull is a high-explosive and concrete-piercing warhead. The bomb, which can be carried by Su-35 and Su-34 bombers along with the Su-25 attack aircraft, was created to destroy reinforced bunkers from the inside, depending on the type of target. The Russian army wiped it off the map. Fierce clashes continue in the city of Marinka, where military conflicts continued for a year. The information that emerged in the city, where violent clashes have continued in recent months, once again revealed the violence of the war. The war, which was followed closely by the whole world, was recorded as the biggest war in Europe since the Second World War. The war, in which many places were destroyed, resonated not only in two countries but also all over the world. The war is now entangled in the city of Bakhmut in the east of the country. Street clashes are currently continuing in Bakhmut with all their violence. In the region where the attacks have not stopped for a long time, Russian army has almost wiped a region from the map with its attacks. A social media user also revealed the place that turned into a wreck. The user also made a statement after the Russian attacks. The statement said, "Look carefully and at length. This is not Hiroshima after the nuclear explosion. This is Marinka district in the Donetsk region of Ukraine," commenting on the severity of the conflicts in the region. Recently, after the use of large numbers of ammunition by Russian soldiers, a mobilization across Russia is in question. Russian President Vladimir Putin signed a remarkable decree for Russian defense industry companies. Accordingly, trustees will be appointed to enterprises that do not fulfill government's orders in field of defense and do not supply products. In addition, a working group will be formed to audit the said enterprises. In the decree, it was stated that the trustee will be appointed in case of rejection of the orders of the Russian state in the field of defense, and the statements the rights of the shareholders and directors of these commercial organizations are suspended. It is stated that the decree has entered into force. The decision brought back the allegations that martial law could be declared in Russia. During the Ukraine war, which is now in its second year, many calls for martial law came from people. However, authorities deny the allegations that martial law will be declared in Russia. The Russian administration declared martial law only in the regions it declared to control in Ukraine. Putin's closest ally is withdrawing from the market. Putin met in person with the person who was expected to officially replace his ally. Putin met with the son of Chechen leader Ramzan Kadyrov. After contracting a very serious illness, Kadyrov hurried to capital of Chechnya. After that, the Chechen leader was never seen again. After these events, Ramzan Kadyrov himself reported the meeting that his son had with Putin via telegram. It is not known exactly what Putin met with Kadyrov's son. However, Ahmed Kadyrov, son of Ramzan Kadyrov, is expected to take over his father's business in the near future. The Chechen leader may soon make his son president with a handover ceremony. On the other hand, Russia officially threatened Germany. Dmitry Medvedev, deputy chairman of the Security Council of Russia, reacted to the news about the construction of Rheinmetall tank factory. Then Medvedev threatened, "We will hit with Caliber missiles." German defense company Rheinmetall announced that it wants to establish a factory for the production of Panther-type tanks in Ukraine. A Rheinmetall factory that will produce 400 Panther-type tanks per year with about €200 million can be established in Ukraine, said the company's CEO, Armin Paperger. Thereupon, Russian Security Council Vice President Dmitry Medvedev made a threatening statement and said, "We will hit the Rheinmetall tank factory." Warning about the establishment of the factory, Medvedev said that otherwise, they would duly mark this structure with caliber missiles and other devices. Ukrainian army continues to defend Bakhmut, which is about to be surrounded by Russian forces. Street clashes are taking place in the city. The fierce struggle around Bakhmut continues. Russian mercenary group Wagner announced that it was besieging Bakhmut and called for Ukrainian administration to evacuate the city. However, Ukrainian officials announced that the army continued to defend the city. Ukrainian army has announced that they have repelled numerous attacks since Friday. It is stated that the front line has become stable thanks to the efforts of the Ukrainian soldiers. However, there is information that Russian and Ukrainian forces are clashing in the streets of the city. Ukrainian National Security and Defense Council Secretary Alexei Danilov claimed that 7 Russian soldiers were killed for every 1 Ukrainian soldier killed in Bakhmut. On the other hand, the military aid of West to Ukraine continues. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken said that Ukraine will receive $400 million in ammunition and equipment from the inventory of the U.S. military. Blinken said in a written statement, "Russia alone can end its war today. Until Russia does that, however long it takes, we will unite with Ukraine and strengthen its military on the battlefield, so that Ukraine will be in the strongest possible position at the negotiating table." Stating that this aid package includes the high-performance artillery rocket system provided by United States and additional ammunition for howitzers, Blinken informed that in addition to these, Bradley infantry combat vehicles ammunition, armored vehicle bypass bridges, demolition ammunition and equipment and other maintenance and training equipment are also in the package. According to breaking information, U.S. President Joe Biden met with German Chancellor Olaf Scholz at the White House. During the meeting, the latest situation regarding Ukraine and China was discussed. Biden thanked the German leader for his support for Ukraine and said they welcomed Germany's decision to increase military spending on Ukraine. Biden stressed that Germany and the United States are working to support Ukraine and make NATO stronger. Scholz said, "I think it's very important right now to send the message that we will continue to do this, no matter how long it takes." A few hours ago there was a violent explosion in Gvardeysky. There was a huge explosion near a military airfield in this residential area, which is one of the largest military air bases on Crimean Peninsula. According to official data, the drone was shot down by air defense systems before it could attack the airport. When the drone fell to the ground, a large pit was formed with a diameter of 12 meters and a depth of 4 meters. It was also revealed with this explosion that the drone, which was expected to attack, was carrying very large ammunition. The Russian administration held an urgent meeting in the Kremlin for Crimea. We have come to the end of another video. You can like the video to support us. By subscribing, you can easily follow new videos. See you.